Hello, fellow YouTube viewers. Usually on this channel, you see me work on my outboard hobby. I'm going to hit the brakes on that for a little while and bring you something a little bit different. A little backstory. In June of 2018, the girlfriend, baby, and myself were all renting a little apartment in Riverside, California. And the owners sold the property and got new owners. Our lease was up in August, and when a few weeks before that came, they went ahead and let us know that our rent was no longer going to be $12.95. It was going to be $16.95 for a little two-bedroom. Now, I wasn't happy paying $1,200. I sure wasn't going to pay $1,600. So my job being pretty portable, we decided to leave Riverside and head to my dad's place. My dad has a pretty large house on a decent-sized piece of property. He's out here by himself, plenty of space, and figured we could move in, save some money, and get our own place. Now, if you've never been or seen Riverside, I printed out a little black and white photo of the place. So our apartment was about here somewhere. Anywho, let me show you my dad's place. The main highway is this squiggly line. His house is right here. Garage is right next to it. And there's a little breezeway connecting the two. So that's his house. The garage is split in two. We have the parking doors here and the shop doors here. So if you watch my pontoon boat videos, I pulled the pontoon boat in right here, and where you see me work, well, I've uploaded videos from my shop in California, which I still have, and from here, but I commandeered this side of the garage, which I currently use for my outboard hobby. So let's draw a little property line here. That's probably the scale too. His driveway kind of comes in, wraps around like so, and that's basically his place. Now, having a new little family, I didn't want to just kind of live with my father for the rest of my life, even though I'm fine with that. The girlfriend and baby, I understand, well, not so much baby, but I know the girlfriend wants her own space, her own place, somewhere she can decorate and paint and do what she pleases. Not that we can't do that here, we can, but something to call our own. Now, there's plenty of land available here on my dad's, so we were thinking about building another house, because we built this one. Well, we didn't. We hired a bunch of contractors to build it for us, but, same thing. So we were debating on where to put the house, and it doesn't really, the way the property is, it wouldn't really look good if we put it, anywhere on the side. Now, the property behind his was also available. Now, what was nice about this parcel, I already owned it. So we decided we were going to build a house on this half. So we're thinking about where the house is going. The current thought is get rid of the property split so we can use all the land over there. So we can use the land all the way to the other end and put the house over. Look at me, home videos. Hi, big guy, how you doing? Now, the problem with building a house back here is these yearly property taxes on the front parcel is $2,500. If we put another residence on the back parcel, we're looking at another $2,500. However, if we got rid of the property line, joined the two together, and then built another structure, back here somewhere, this accessory building would only raise the value of this lot about 20%, costing us much, much less in taxes. So that is what we decided to do. Now, this is a well and septic. Septic system is back here. Well is up front. So well is over here in the front of the place. Need to find a way to, not power. Power is along the property line up here, but we need water. Currently, we have a water filtration system in the garage, which is a bleach injection tank, some type of iron removing tank, a water softener, a pressure tank, a bleach pump, and another bleach tank, all plumb together, which then feed back into the house here. The problem is, to get the water filtration system, we also needed to feed this back place so we don't have to buy the equipment again. So the plan was to build a small little outbuilding over here, plumb it. So all the filtration system is going to be in this little building, and it's going to branch out to this building, and then back over to this building. This has the added benefit of getting the equipment out of the garage. In case it ever leaks, it doesn't destroy everything he does inside of here. Because there's a lot of pipe fittings, and pipe fittings, they kind of break, as I've learned. So if we get inside of here, we can install a drain, have a drain out in the back field. If there's a leak, it's not going to destroy anything. So that was the plan. So the first thing we did was we kind of sat down and kind of rough drafted out a building. All right, baby. This is the big reveal. Baby, quit trying to grab the camera, baby. Stop. Now, after we decided where we wanted the house and we had the plans drawn up, that is where our first problem came into play. The city, well, I don't think I mentioned it, but my father lives just on the border of California and Arizona. Now, it's a small town, which is perfectly fine for me. No traffic. It's great. The problem is everything moves a little slowly. And all of the contractors kind of know each other, and all of the city workers know the contractors, and everybody just basically knows each other. So when we had the plans drawn up, the city needed something changed. They wanted, I don't know, some kind of specs. And the problem is they never told me. They told the draftsman who actually drew up the plans what the problem was. He then said, oh, okay. And nobody ever told me. And it was 3 or 4 months, and we were sitting around waiting for approval or waiting to see what happened. We'd call, they'd say, oh, they're probably working on it. We'll get a hold of you. Finally, I got a hold of the main head lady and said, hey, what's going on here? She's like, oh, well, the plans probably aren't here yet. They'll probably be here tomorrow. I said, well, yeah, but it's been like 5 months. Oh. She looked through her logs and said, oh, I need this. I then called the draftsman and said, hey, what's going on here? She said, you told me. Oh, yeah, but you didn't tell me you wanted it changed. It was a nightmare. It was dumb, but after some complaining, he fixed it. I never saw the completed plans. He handed them right to the city, and I got my permit. Now, part of it, they also wanted a perk test done, make sure the ground can percolate. The new building is going to have its own septic system, kind of back here, 2 pipes. Now, one was already done up here. Figured, okay, well, we already had it done. Do we really need it done again? Yes, you do. New septic system, new perk test. Perk test, there's only one lady locally that does it. You need to be a licensed surveyor to do that here, and there's only one local person. Anyway, she charges $250 to do that, and we figured, okay, cool, great, no problem, here's your money, thanks very much. 6 months later, the backhoe operator said, hey, where's my money for the perk test? So she called and hired that guy, and that guy thought we were going to pay him, but we didn't know that. Nobody ever told us anything. So that was a little bit of a nightmare. It was just easier to pay him. So the perk test was supposed to be $250, wound up costing us $500. Not a big deal. Once we had that passed, needed to get a road. So my dad's driveway here, it kind of comes out like this as well. This is so he can pull in and get to the shop doors and stuff. Problem is we had no access to the back here. Ideally, we would have another driveway coming out here and going over to the building, but that was a lot more material. So what I decided to do was kind of a temporary access road, which just kind of goes back here. And once that was done, then the concrete guys came out and they made the house pad. Now, once the house pad was done, that was where the other set of problems come in. Let's pretend this half sheet of paper is the building. We are 64 feet going this way, 40 feet going this way. That's the plan. The building is going to be split down the middle. The lady is going to have this side where we will have 2 rooms and a bathroom, and a little storage room over here, aka laundry room, and a little coat closet or shoe room over there. My garage doors will be here. This is a little plan anyway. So that's the basic layout. Our driveway comes in over here. This is my side. This is her side. Everybody's happy. So just so we're on the same page, our temporary driveway comes into this building, just like so. Now the concrete guys, I don't want to badmouth them, but they did the worst concrete job I've ever seen. I could have used a flat nose shovel and done the same quality job they did there. There is nothing level at all inside of there. I'd say the biggest dip is probably 3/4 of an inch deep, and the problem is where it is. So none of the floor is flat. So let's just get that right out in the open. The garage, this side, parking, needed to be sloped towards the center and drained out the back. That's just code pretty much everywhere. No big deal. So slope from here to there and from here to here. The problem is they didn't slope it in the middle. They started the slope just about here, way off from where it needed to be. So this, according to the plans, this dividing wall is also a bearing wall. And the problem is it's on the slope. So the kind of prediction here is that this wall is going to be 1/4 inch lower than the rest of the building should be. The same with this room and this room. That's kind of an issue. The other thing I did was put string lines all across all the borders to see where they were, and they are absolute crap. So the biggest areas of concern are along this wall. This deviates up and down 1/4 inch. So 1/4 inch high in one spot, 1/4 inch lower in the other. It's a pretty big gap. The other problems are back here, all along there. And then the worst I've seen is along where the front door will be, right here. Then this entire north wall is sloped incredibly oddly. It's up, down, everywhere. This isn't even close to being right. It should be as flat as it can be. The problem is it's not. It makes a wicked angle, just like that going off. I don't know how they did that. It's just dumb. Now some other things. This is going to be a 2x6 building, not a 2x4. We are in Arizona. It gets pretty warm out here. The more insulation in the walls, the better. The concrete guys had a set of plans with them. I put a little table out there. I rolled the plans out. We were all on the same page. The problem is they put the bolts for all of the hold downs right along the exterior wall. Not in the middle where you would think a bolt should go, but right along the border. It's going to be a nightmare to bolt those walls down. It's just silly. The more you look at this foundation, the bigger the problems. The only thing it's got going for it is it's mostly square. The dimension, because to do a square, you do the cross measurements and see if they're the same. We're only a 1/4 inch out of square, which isn't bad. I'm kind of shocked they got it that good considering the rest of their work. Now, mind you, the floor isn't flat at all, but you know, some good carpet padding, some good carpet, and a good tile guy, and you can get this decently flat. The garage side really, really sucks for me. You have all of these ripples pretty much everywhere, so you have a lot of them on this side, which is where I plan on working and doing a lot of my filming, and the floor is just horrible looking. Over here you have a bunch of little divots like this, and then you have a huge puddle over here, but it's on her side, therefore carpet and tile, we can live with it. It's just, this is just absolutely ridiculous. Problem is, those were the only concrete guys that even called me back. They are doing a lot of building, a lot of construction out here. Every concrete guy worth his salt is completely tied up in tract homes. They're not going to come to this place. When the concrete guys showed up to get paid, I said, sure, go ahead, find me a flat spot and I'll write the check on it. Eventually they did admit that they did an absolute crap job, but I don't know. We'll see where that takes us. The other thing I noticed about contractors is they won't really insult each other. So I asked a plumber and an electrician and a couple other tradesmen what they thought of the floor, and they all kind of said, well, it's not the best work. And here's kind of how it's explained to me. Contractors aren't going to insult each other because they may not get a referral from that person in the future. I actually joined a concrete group and posted pictures to get other people's opinions. That was pretty funny. So yeah, that's basically where we are. It's taken over a year to get to this point now, which isn't bad. We were able to save some money and kind of relax and hang out for a while. Now it's time to get started with construction. The plan is to do as much of the work myself as I can. A, cost. B, haven't really had much luck with contractors so far. So yeah, the plan is to start framing and see how that goes. Now, I've never framed a house before, but I don't mind trying. And with that said, I also don't mind failing. So if I screw up, hey, at least I tried. And I can always hire somebody out to come and actually frame it. And it's wood. I can get a burn permit pretty easily. It wouldn't be that hard to get rid of. And now it's just kind of time to get started. I've already placed the order for the lumber and trusses, so just waiting on that stuff. And I don't know how I'm going to make these videos. I think I'm just going to kind of do like a time-lapse kind of thing, or I just kind of speed through it. I want to document as much as I can, but at the same time I don't want to bore anybody. So I'm going to do my best. And if you have any thoughts or opinions on it, as you know, this goes on and how I can improve it, let me know. Otherwise, I'll just kind of do whatever. One other notable thing, if you're watching this because you want to do the same thing, maybe I'll be able to give you some insight, maybe not. But whenever I wanted something, I just go to Home Depot and get it. You know, I always kind of trusted Home Depot would have the low prices. Let me tell you, that is not the case. The small hardware store around the corner from me, it's not the orange, the blue one, it's the red one. They were significantly cheaper on lumber than Home Depot was. The problem is their return policy. Good luck returning a bad board to them. It's just not going to happen. Home Depot, sure, go get another one, or here's your money back. Now, Home Depot does price match, but it's kind of like pulling teeth. Like, I went in there with my quote, and they said, well, I mean, we can kind of get closer. It was pulling teeth to get them to even match it, and they wouldn't beat it. They would just match it. But even matching it, you still get Home Depot's return policy, so I still bought all the lumber from Home Depot. All right, everybody. Next video should be up pretty soon. Should only take a couple of days for the next step. So stay tuned, and we'll see where this takes us.